Summoner's Rift. We have these two teams. This is going to be a game from the Microsoft internal Rumble. These teams are going to be playing, I believe, for seeding later on in the tournament. So these are fun, friendly games, sort of like in-houses among co-workers, but at the same time we have some competitive spirit going on. See who can show their best performance today. We have on the blue side, Blue Kid on the top lane, Uncle Lit in the jungle, Ubiquitary in the mid lane, Umberbeard, and Captain Bosho in the bottom lane. And we have on the red side, Fujiwara 86 in the top lane, Scarob in the jungle, Taco Dev in the middle lane, Pink Belly and Drummer Boy Magic in the bottom lane. A little bit of a disconnect here. I assume he'll be back since this match did proceed afterward. A little bit of an interesting pick here. We have that Swain support from the red side, and not a champion you normally see. If a team is willing to run this, this does offer a lot of powerful opportunities in the draft stage where you can hide that pick, right? You have the opportunity to flex the Swain to the mid lane, to the top lane even. I haven't seen a lot of top lane Swain recently, but that just offers a lot of unpredictability. If the enemy team can't predict where you're going to send this Swain. You see both these junglers setting up in the bottom side of the map. Amumu starting his blue buff, a pretty standard choice for Amumu. He uses a lot of mana on his first clear, is going to be able to get that strong bottom side leash as well. And meanwhile we see Sejuani starting the red buff, is going to have that red to apply during those early jungle duels, maybe contest the crab. A lot of opportunities potentially available here for that Sejuani. You're going to see the dual lanes moving to lane here, and Xerath already getting a slight push here in the middle lane. Let's see if the red side is able to convert that priority into something. Amumu will be pretty happy to have that control as he looks to maybe secure one of these crabs. As you take a look at top lane, this is a pretty hard matchup for Mundo early on, but he's able to trade back acceptably so it's not too terrible yet, but Olaf just has so much stats in the early game, it can be really hard to run away from him when he has those axes. And speaking of those axes, he gets the one, doesn't want to press for his level 2 advantage. I'm pretty sure Olaf could have forced the Mundo flash here if he just walks up and pressures. Mundo at level 1 just cannot escape from the chain axes. Now one of the Olaf mechanics is if you throw that axe and you pick it up afterward, it does reduce the cooldown on the next axe, so you're really incentivized to just run forward and press very aggressively. Leverage the sustain you have in your kit and all-in damage. One thing that Blue Kid will have going for him is that he will eventually outscale this matchup. Once Mundo gets those items, it's all farmed up, he can start to match Olaf once again, but it takes a long time for that to happen just because of how much healing Olaf has in his kit. We see Amumu moving into his topside jungle. Sejuani a little bit down in CS right now, having skipped that camp. It looks like it's going to be a gank here in the middle lane. Pushes Xerath back, but not even forcing a summoner spell. So Xerath just happy to farm this one out, keep going back to clearing his minion wave. Swain throwing out these claws. Really looking to get that CC and set up the all-in. Not quite landing it right now, but is getting a lot of wave control by harassing through the minion wave. Fujiwara still applying pressure onto Mundo, but is starting to run out of mana. This isn't going to be great for him as this lane goes on. Fortunately, he does have those biscuits and that last remaining corrupting potion charged to top him off. Still has that teleport available as well. It looks like Uncle Lit is here, pathing over that war, gets tagged by the axe. Fujiwara kiting out through the top side, gets locked down by the Sejuani Q, is going to get stunned, I think. Yeah, that's the Glacial. Gets the trigger so low. First blood going to Uncle Lit, securing that in the top lane with that timely flash. Fujiwara not going to be in a great state, especially if you take a look at his minion wave. It's going to be frozen right next to tower, and he'll lose a lot of gold and experience for that. Forced to teleport back to break the freeze. Vickery actually going to throw barrier there after the Xerath cooldowns have been blown. Does stay alive, but fortunately that barrier doesn't get a ton done. Amumu looks to be on the top side of the jungle. We see that although Uncle Lit has secured first blood, Amumu does have a pretty significant farm advantage here. That's about 10 CS or like 2.5 camps. 3 camps, really, yeah. So a 3 camp advantage for that Amumu. That represents quite a lot of golden experience. So although Uncle Lit does have that goal from the first blood, we see that Scarob is actually ahead in experience. Up to that level 4, while Uncle Lit's still at level 3. Ubiquitary Getting pressured by the Amumu, kiting backward. The flash bandage from Amumu is going to lock this down. Taco Dev chaining that CC into his own stun, securing a kill onto himself. Scarab maybe looking to pressure into the jungle here, and has found Uncle Lit, but now he's going to choose to back off there. I think that's a wise choice. Has a lot of camps up, so he should be moving into his own jungle soon. No, actually turning his sights into the bottom lane. He's looking for this, moving in. Bind goes down to secure this, but the Claw pulls Lucian in. Black Shield is a little bit late. Scarab Woof. There's no follow-up, but they are going to get both of Underbeard's summoner spells, and that's not going to be great for him. He really wants those to apply pressure and leverage that strength that Lucian has during the laning phase, but might be a little bit dangerous for him now despite his 10 CS lead. Might not be as safe to go for some kind of level 6 all-in, for example. Blue Kid still farming out, but hasn't recalled yet. This is potentially a dangerous situation. Could get dived by Olaf, forced to use his ultimate just to sustain in the lane. I think that's the right choice given how low he was. Alright, Scarab's back to the jungle. If we take a look, oh, Uncle Lit actually counter-jungling these Raptors here. This is a huge tempo swing for the blue side. If Amumu loses his top side jungle, he's going to be very far behind, not going to have a lot of camps to do. This is really important for Uncle Lit to get, because if we take a look at his camps, he has the interior camps, but his Krugs and his Gromp are still up. And that means it's really hard for him to full clear his jungle, right? You can't walk from Krug to Gromp very easily. You waste a lot of time. So by getting this counter jungle, he makes his route more efficient while still putting Amumu behind. Returning to sort of a normalized state, we do have Dragon still on the map. Neither team really able to secure it or get pressure on it. Neither bot lane has back, so that might be part of it as well. There's just not quite enough damage to finish it or build up enough pressure to force your lane opponent out of lane. Oh, Captain Bosho walking really far back there. Throws the binding, but it does not hit. Gonna get hit by the claw, but I think Captain Bosho is going to be fine. Underbeard just continuing to trade. Yep. Jinx trying to shove this out. Use that long auto attack range to stay safe. Stay away from that Lucian. Looks like blue buff is up again for Scarab, so he's going to be working on that. Meanwhile, Uncle Lit on the opposite side of the jungle as his camp spawn is going to be working on that Gromp. Dr. Mundo continuing to farm out. This is actually a relatively comfortable lane for him. Surprised he's been able to stay even and farm in such a difficult matchup, no doubt because of some of that early pressure that Uncle Lit was able to give him. One thing that I am really concerned about is that Blue Kid actually hasn't recalled yet, and although he's healthy, or has the sustain available, he's missing out on a lot of stats, and it's making him miss opportunities to trade that he otherwise would have had he had those extra combat stats to stand up to Fujiwara's longsword, right? So I really want Blue Kid to recall, teleport back to lane soon, and that'll just make it so much easier for him to farm. He'll end up getting more money that way than if you consider what he's losing and all the opportunities he's losing by not having that gold. Oh, Scarab looking to kill Ubiquitary underneath the tier 2 tower, but gets kited out there. Not quite finding lethal damage. Oh, Blue Kid goes super low, has to flash, and that's sort of what I was talking about there. Forced to expend flash unnecessarily because he just didn't have any stats. He's still sitting on that Dorn shield, and I know it's tempting to stay for this farm, but you have teleport, right? Just go home, spend your gold, come back to lane, you'll miss like 2 melee minions. It's not a big deal, and then you won't be at risk of dying underneath tower and losing all that golden experience anyway. So Fujiwara applying a lot of pressure here. Oh, it looks like Captain Bosho stuck here. Bandage toss goes wide, Ignite goes down, but the Jinx Rocket ends up picking up the kill on Captain Bosho, going down after all of that. Uncle Lit's going to finish his red buff here. And now with the man advantage here, Captain Bosho is dead. Red side is going to turn their attention to the dragon. It doesn't look like mid lane has priority, so I expect blue team to give this one up. There's not a lot they can do there. I mean, Uncle Lit can look to go for the steal, or oh, maybe he's moving towards Xerath if he can get the revenge kill. That'd be a really good pickup, but no, Uncle Lit walking over this control ward a couple times. It's not going to be able to make anything happen. Goes in, 1v3, looking to kill Scarab. He actually gets the kill with no spite available. It's really hard for Red to secure the dragon. Now Uncle Lit flashing away, needs to survive so that Jinx doesn't get the reset. Flash is going to come out from Xerath, picking up that kill at the back end. Jinx kiting out to safety along the top side, but Blue Kid is looking for blood. Does he have ultimate available? No, he does not, Fujiwara. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, going to be working down on that top tower, getting a lot of plate gold. So although Mundo throws a teleport, denies the dragon take, looks like blue team is going to secure dragon for themselves, but we have to think about what's going to happen and what's going to affect these lanes. Blue Kid secures the global objective for his team, but he's down a lot of gold on Olaf now, who is going to return the lane with an Executioner, calling in that Phage. That's going to put Mundo in a really dangerous position where he can easily get run down through the lane if he's not careful. So this top lane matchup, which was going really well, Mundo was staying even in farm. He gives up selfish resources to help his team, and it might be harder for him to help his team later on if he can't match Olaf on the split. Again, we have a little bit of a wave clear battle in mid lane, but Taco Dev sort of getting the upper hand here, just landing those Qs, and Lux is having a hard time resisting the minion wave push from Xerath, which is pretty normal for the matchup. Lux has a little bit more kill pressure and gank follow-up because her bind can go through one minion. So there's a little bit more threat on Xerath, where Xerath's stun is not effective at close ranges, it gets blocked by minions. So because of that, Xerath may be less good in those situations, but if it comes down to the 1v1 and just a wave clear battle, Xerath will definitely come out on top, especially with double bust, which he did get off Uncle Lit. Oh, Captain Bosho. Spine does go wide, so not able to connect that one yet. And both these team comps are very generalist, but we see Fujiwara, he has to ult out of there, so not really a way for him to die. Uncle Lit does force that out of Fujiwara 86, so now that Olaf doesn't have that ultimate, it might help Blue Kid out a little bit. It's not the biggest deal, just because Olaf ultimate is not super relevant against Mundo in the 1v1. Mundo doesn't have hard CC, just has that soft CC from his cleaver slow. If anyone's unfamiliar, the Ragnarok ultimate from Olaf, it does make Olaf immune to CC, however he does lose some of those bonus defensive stats that he normally gets, so if you're trying to live as long as possible, you may not necessarily want to use Ragnarok. Oh, Blue Kid going super low, and might need to, oh, doesn't have ultimate, oh, it's running, but the Executioner's calling is here. Taco Dev teleporting in the top lane, throwing down that magic damage, and it looks like Fujiwara, he's gonna escape with his life through that gank, but let's see if Ubiquitary is able to get anything back. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, we do see Amumu perhaps looking to dive bottom. Does have Flash Ultimate available. I'm a little surprised he's choosing a recall here. He has a lot of kill threat if he just Flash Ultimates under tower. Morgana can only Black Shield one target. So as long as Scarab's hitting both of them, should result in a double kill. But no, instead choosing to play it slow. Oh, Uncle Lit potentially looking to kill Fujiwara under tower with his ultimate, but it's not quite enough. Not even forcing the Fujiwara flash, but looks like the two of them are going to escape. Ubiquitary trying his best to recover, but is out of mana, which means that he cannot shove his wave. It means that Taco Dev's teleport goes relatively unpunished. We actually see that Ubiquitary still down 15 CS despite the Taco Dev teleport into the top lane. Looks like Scarab just clearing these mid minions once again. Moving to his jungle, gonna work on those raptors. I think the next big objective I expect to see is Rift Herald. That is up. Turret plates are gonna fall soon. That's kind of unfortunate because if it's possible and you get that Rift Herald before 14 minutes, you can drop it and break 3 plates instantly. And that's so much gold, like 450, 500 gold. That's basically a kill and a half worth of gold just by throwing the Rift Herald into the tower, breaking all those plates. Since Rift Herald does true damage, it actually doesn't even get modified by the tower plate resistance. So definitely a really great way to use Rift Herald. Rift Herald's still pretty good if you can get it after 14 minutes, but not quite as powerful as those fast, early, plate-breaking Rift Herald charges. Let's see, what kind of dragon do we have spawning next? It looks like we're going to have Earth Dragon next. See if either of these teams is able to secure that. Black Shield gets thrown down, but Underbeard not interested in trading, actually dashing backwards. I think Captain Bosho and Umberbeard can look to punish this lane a little harder. Swain's really being allowed to throw out his claw with impunity. If it ever gets missed, Swain actually doesn't have a lot of presence in lane. That's sort of the weakness of this character. He doesn't have a lot of utility outside of his stun. Oh, wait, Blue Kid actually going for lethal flash. Cleaver not going to go through. He's looking to die. Picks up the kill under tower. I'm really surprised Fujiwara actually opted to challenge that one. He's busy talking about bottom lane. but a lot of action going on, despite the kill count being fairly low for this sort of game. There's just so much scrapping, so much fighting going along the map. Oh, Heal getting thrown down early by Underbeard. He flashes out, throws down the Culling. Bosho gets the ultimate Hourglass, and Drummer Magic Boy going super low, actually gonna die to Umberbeard. Getting all these names confused. Uncle Lit pushing them back, but Captain Bosho needs to dodge these Xerath ultimate shots. The last one! Oh, can't quite get out. Ubiquitary looking to follow and punish Taco Dev, but no, not able to get anything off there. Does still have ultimate available, but you know, Ubiquitary not able to get anything done. So that is going to be a kill going over to Umberbeard. Has that Blade of the Rune King completion. Jinx sitting on that BF sword right now, looking to finish Infinity Edge. I don't think she'll have quite enough gold to get it, but we'll have to see. Scarab, excuse me, clearing back in this topside jungle. Both buffs are up. Both Rift Herald and Dragon are up, so this can create an interesting objective trade situation if these teams opt to take different objectives or prioritize them differently. If either of these teams really cares about Rift Herald, they could actually opt for an early lane swap. Maybe I think red side, this makes the most sense. They can swap their dual lane into the top lane to preserve top tower health and ensure that Mundo can't get that first tower blood in the 1v2 lane. And that means that red side will be in a position to take Rift Herald, maybe break top tower. Potentially an appealing option, but no, looks like Uncle Lit is back. He's ready to rumble, looking for blood in the top lane. Misses his Q. Olaf still has Ragnarok, so I don't think anything is going to happen here. Worst case scenario, they trade Sejuani. Oh no, not even having access to Sejuani ult. So yeah, that's probably not going to work. They don't really get anything for it. Umberbeard and Captain Bosho building up more priority, but they're going to have to be careful here because Taco Dev is on the roam, going to be spotted out by that ward, so not going to be an issue for him. But Ubiquitary seems really indecisive here, trying to follow this Xerath. But I think at this point, Xerath is far too strong for Lux to follow. In this situation, I think if you see Xerath on the roam, what you can just do instead is shove to tower, pin Xerath to tower. And if Xerath gets the roam, it's unfortunate, right? But if he doesn't get the roam, then you can crash a wave and a half into the tower to deny so much golden experience and finally start to close that CS differential that we see in the middle lane. Because that's going to be affecting Lux's ability to impact the game state later on. Blue Kid looking to flank Fujiwara and moving behind. Ragnarok getting thrown down, which I think is actually a mistake because it reduces his defensive stats and he's not actually running, so he isn't stopping any CC. Yeah, so fun fact, if you take a look at Olaf Ultimate, let's see. Oh, Olaf's currently dead, so it doesn't let me look at his abilities, but we'll take a look at that later. You'll take my word for it, Olaf Ultimate does give you resists as a passive, but when you activate the active portion to cleanse, have CC immunity, it actually makes you lose those defensive stats. So if you're just stat checking another melee character and neither of you are running or getting crowd controlled, then you actually don't want to use Olaf ult. It will make you die faster. Captain Bosho looking to challenge this 1v5. I'm a little surprised by that, but Blue Kid looking to join him with teleport, but you can't cancel that anymore, is also running into the meat grinder. Is pretty tanky, so we'll live for a little bit, but there's no one here. That was a really uncoordinated contest from blue side. They don't need to challenge that dragon, especially not 1-by-1 as they did. In that situation, you just want to go somewhere else and push out waves. If you know you can't control for the objective, there's no sense in throwing away extra lives for it, right? So the objective's not everything. There are different kinds of advantages you can get on the map, right? You don't have to challenge directly. If you see them commit bottom side, you can go top and break top tower. If they get dragon and you get 2 top towers, that's a fine exchange. Uncle Lit looking to challenge again as well, but he's going to go... Nope, he does manage to get out, but... Blue team needs to regroup and be careful. They're just sort of running in one at a time, losing vision control, losing wave priority. And because of that, Red's just been able to snowball a substantial gold advantage right here. They're up 2 towers. They have a 5,000 gold lead already. Oh, Mumu looking for the engage. Captain Bosho going super low, is going to go down to those long-range artillery shots. Sejuani looking to chase Blue Kid, maybe has the pursuit as well. Taco Dev trying to get his mana back with his passive as everyone kites out. Ubiquitary is here, throws the bind, but it does go wide. Ultimate forcing the flash from Pink Belly, but Fujiwara is here to try and clean this up, has Ragnarok available, is starting to stack up that Conquer. Blue Kid going extremely low, goes down. Pink Belly trying to make his escape, but finish off by Uncle Let's CC. Ubiquitary still kiting out, has bind available coming up soon, but no, forced to flash, throws the bind to escape, and that should be the end of the fight. Taco Dev forced to recall on the back end, but has teleport to return to the map. Oh, Uncle Lit still has access to that Rift Trail. Actually missed him clearing that earlier, so blue team should really look to siege using this. It's going to be a 4k gold advantage to the red side thus far. It's mostly those two towers. That's the Law of Gold waiting for blue team to take. So blue team really needs to work on breaking these outer towers. If they don't break these outer towers, Baron in 4 to 5 minutes is going to be very difficult for them to contest because red team will be able to build up too much wave priority. Oh, Umberbeard dashing forward onto Fujiwara, who goes super low, uses ultimate despite not getting CC'd and makes himself die faster. So not the greatest Ragnarok there. Another fun fact about Ragnarok is it only gives you move speed when you're running toward enemy champions. So if you're running away from someone and you're taking damage, but you're also not getting CC'd, Ragnarok will make you die faster if you use it. Flash coming out from Captain Bosho as well as heal from Umberbeard. That's a little bit of miscoordination. They don't want to use both those cooldowns. And Captain Bosho's Flash, that's a really important cooldown. Morgana Flash has a lot of threat attached to it. Flash Bind, Flash Ultimate, those are both really powerful tools for Morgana to use. Look at, oh, actually going to get stunned and pulled by the Swain. Oh, hit by the Amumu as well. Does have Ultimate available, not using it though. He's just opting to Flash instead. It's possible they need to flash either way, but ultimating kind of late is a little unfortunate. You want to get that off as early as possible in between the crowd control, so you have a little bit more safety to work with. Luxol is going to clear this wave, and blue team going to hold off the siege for now, but it's just so dangerous, right? We have Xerath and Swain, a really powerful combination, just fishing for that pick underneath the tower. If they hit anything, it'll combo in the Mumu CC. Jinx can clean that up. Jinx also has a lot of range to hit the tower with, so this Jinx Xerath combination proving to be really difficult for blue team to defend against. Blue needs to look for the pick, look for the engage, see if they can punish this like fragile siege setup, but they're having a hard time finding that engage that they need. Oh, Uncle Lit looking for Fujiwara. A little surprised he's opting for this fight. Fujiwara has a lot of sustain, but no, he's just setting it up for Blue Kid, who is right around the corner. They're going to run him down. There's nowhere for Fujiwara to go. Not a big fan of that flash, so he's going to go down as well. I keep wanting to check the Ragnarok ability, but oh, he's missed my chance. Alright, blue team has the pick, so they have the man advantage here. They have a slow push bottom wave, and that means they should be able to establish Baron control. They could even look to start this, but they need to be careful they don't get poked off of it by Xerath beforehand. I think blue team could have established better vision here before they left. If we see red side has all these wards in the Baron area, in the top side jungle, that really are allowed to live with impunity. So red side moving over to the dragon. This looks to be their priority. Alright, finally read Ragnarok. So we take a look at Olaf. Ragnarok, it's no cost. And passive, you gain 30 armor and 30 magic resist. And the active, you remove all disables from yourself and become immune to them for the next 6 seconds. Receive 45% bonus movement speed towards enemy champions for 1 second. And during this time, Olaf loses the passive portion of Ragnarok and gains attack damage. Okay, so if you're fighting someone one-on-one, I guess you technically gain attack damage. But that's about as useful as the resists in the 1v1 situation. So unless you're winning really hard and you just need the damage to burst someone out, you're better off just oftentimes not using it, just so they can keep the resists. Anyway, that's my little Olaf tidbit for the day. Olaf, speaking of Olaf, he's going to channel teleport into the bomb side of the map. Scarab going super low, chunked out the Lux ultimate, is going to miss targets, but Umberbeard flashing directly into 3 members, dying. Fujiwara is looking for damage, getting so much lifesteal during this fight, is so low, but is going to actually live. Captain Bosho doing his best to try and clean this up, but the reset proves to be too strong. Pink Belly running them down with the red buff. Ubiquitary trying to make his getaway, throws down the bind, is going to connect on 2 targets, but clipped by the Swain. He's going to get locked down and pulled. Jinx still getting getting those auto attacks off the barrier thrown down by Ubiquitary. Tries to shield himself, but it's no good. He's cut off from around the corner, and that's going to be a team fight victory for Red side. They have so many members still alive. In fact, their whole team. What are they going to choose to take? Looks like it's going to be Dragon in middle tower. That's not bad, but I think given that they got a 5-man ace and that Ubiquitary's death timer was desynced, they had a real opportunity to run straight to Baron and do it. That would have sealed the game out, but no, opting for the Dragon instead. Maybe they're not sure if they can make it there in time or if they have enough damage. I'm fairly confident they have enough damage to do it since Olaf, Amumu, Jinx with Eye of Steel, that's just a lot of sustained damage, so I'm pretty sure they could have defeated Baron. Taco Dev kind of in an unfortunate situation here. Looks like Umberbeard gonna find him. That's the shutdown, and Blue has the mana advantage once again. They are still down gold, but with that shutdown, Taco Dev represents a lot of power from the red side, so I think Blue team can get a lot here. They can look to get barrier control, they can look to break tier 2 mid, but most of all, like, Blue team needs to break towers. They're so poor right now. They're down about 5k gold still, but they just need to break these side lane towers, and that job really has to come down to Umberbeard and Blue Kid. Ubiquitary is ending up having to pick up a lot of this sideway farm, but that's really not ideal because Lux is not safe in the side lane. She's too immobile to survive if she gets ganked. So you really want your Lux mid lane to wave clear. Umberbeard and Blue Kid, on the other hand, they're the ones who have a lot of damage to towers. Lucian, of course, is an attack damage carry, has the auto attack reset in his passive, can just shred towers really quickly if there's no one there to stop him. And Mundo actually has a lot of damage on towers as well with that auto attack reset on his E. So you want to put Mundo into the side lane, use him as a split push threat, and then maybe use Lucian on the opposite side to try and break a tower when they try to stop Mundo. Right, so if you present two threats, can't answer both of them cleanly, have an advantage or maybe an opportunity to collect one of these side lane towers, which they need to get. They just need the money so badly to get back in this game. Fujiwara and Blue Kid going in for a bit of a duel here, but Blue Kid seems to have the upper hand. Fujiwara blowing Ragnarok defensively to cleanse the cleaver slow, which I think he needs to do, but it's not going to be quite enough. Blue Kid securing that one. So it's going to be a tower capture finally for Blue Kid. And Blue Kid and Captain Bosha sharing that local gold. It's really good for Blue Kid to get strong. We take a look at the red side team. A really strong Mundo presents a sort of issue for red team. They don't have a good way of dealing with him. Fortunately for them, they do have that Jinx to try and shred through the Mundo, but they don't actually have healing reduction on anyone except for Fujiwara yet. So that means that Mundo has a lot of freedom in these fights as long as he can stay away from Fujiwara. Easier said than done, though. Taco Dev, I'm going to kite this one out. Throws that stun defensively. Blue Kid taking a bit of damage. Doesn't have ultimate available, so he has to be careful here. Uncle Lit coming around the side, maybe looking to flank, but nope, not quite. It's going to be a siege situation. Both these teams choosing to stack up in the middle lane. Blue team really needs to break bottom tower before they do something like this. They just won't be able to establish lane priority otherwise, but no, turning their sights toward Baron instead. If they can sweep this, set up vision, maybe they can look for a bait. I don't think they actually want to start this, but if they can force red team to face check a Sejuani ultimate, that could be really good for blue team. Unfortunately, I think there are wards in the pit, so red is sort of keen on this. They're like, you're not actually on Baron. You gotta show yourself. So blue team gonna rotate back into mid, get mid priority back, and that will help them push up their wards again. Fujiwara back to managing side lane duty. Gonna clear out those minions. And it's actually gonna have a 40 CS lead on Blue Kid. That CS lead was not really existent during the laning phase, but just I think Fujiwara has been picking up more side lane farm. Blue Kid has been grouping a lot, which is not really what you want to do on Mundo. You want to leverage your strong split push threat. Although Blue Kid is very tanky on Mundo, Mundo's a strong front liner. He doesn't have strong engage, right? It's not like a Malphite who can go in, blow up the backline, lock them down for his carries. Mundo's form initiation is sort of like walking at the enemy team angrily, you know, just he's in front of you, blocking skill shots, he's healing a lot, it's kind of annoying, right? But you can just run away from the Mundo. You can't run away from a Maokai in the same way, or run away from a Malphite, run away from, let's say, some other top lane tank. I'm trying to think of other tanks. Yeah, but Maokai is a good character. That's my tidbit. If anyone plays with me, or drafts with me, I draft Maokai a lot. I really like having Maokai on teams. That is neither here nor there. I'm going to have blue team rotating to the bottom side, I guess. Looks like both these teams care a lot about Dragon once again. It's going to be another Earth Dragon, which is pretty valuable in this game. Being able to start and finish Baron quickly and then turn is going to be a really relevant win condition for either of these team compositions, given how powerful their engage tools are. Both of them have those engage tank junglers, Sejuani from the blue side and Amumu from the red side. So both those are looking to scrap, looking to set up that team fight where they can apply their CC most effectively. Red team looks like they're already in position here, the Dragon, but oh, blue actually moving to Baron. This is a genius play. If they start Baron and trade it for the Dragon, it's an excellent play, but they need to start right now. They need to be decisive. It looks like they call it. 2 members are remaining on the Dragon. It's going to be Pink Belly and Drummer Boy Magic, but red side, they're going to be a little bit late to the party. Can they get here in time? No, blue team not choosing to commit. I think they had a real window to just finish Baron here, but not being decisive. The reason I think it's so safe is that they can just tank the Baron with Mundo. We'll hold that thought as the fight's not even over yet. Blue Kid looking to engage, but Amumu gets a huge flank, gets a lockdown to separate this team fight. Scarab trying to kite backward as Pink Belly is free to hit in this choke point. Umberbeer looking to press forward, leverage the mobility of Lucian, but Scarab trying to go in to set this up. Actually goes down Uncle Lit, trying to get the initiation, but Pink Belly is free hitting. He's so strong. Taco Diff barely lives, and oh, the bind actually connects. But there's no follow-up from the Lux. Unfortunately, they don't kill Pink Belly, and that's actually going to be a 2-for-2 exchange at the end of the day. But don't forget, red team did acquire the Dragon, so they are going to get the upper hand in that exchange. And not to mention, we see that wave crashing in the bottom lane. Blue team is just having a hard time managing their side lanes. They're losing a lot of farm, and that economy is just benefiting red team further and further. Their side wave management is better, their farm is better across the board, they're allocating their gold more efficiently, and because of that, the solo laners from blue team are looking to have a bit of a rough time. One thing I do want to spotlight during that fight is that Scarab really coming alive during that team fight, getting so much efficient CC, and then at the very end, laying down his life to guarantee one last rotation. But just had so much disruption during that fight. Part of why blue team had such a hard time getting their damage off was that great flank from Scarab, getting that 3-man ultimate just separate the entire fight, and although he didn't hit all 5 members, he essentially disrupted all 5, even though he only hit 3 targets, just because everyone was so split apart afterward that they just couldn't set up battle lines, get their front line where they want to. Blue Kid got separated and focused down before his backline was in position, and all that contributed to red team's fight victory, or I guess fight evenness. I consider a red side victory because they got the Dragon and they started the fight down 2 people. It took them a long time to rotate their whole team up, so I think blue team had the advantage or should have won, but Scarab really salvaged that fight, so really great on Scarab. Now, red team setting up in the Baron, they're using their wards, clearing out the blue side vision. It's going to be really dark for blue team, and if they're forced in a situation where they have to face check, it could be really bad. We already see Xerath working away at this choke point, preventing anyone from walking through, but blue kid is going to get clipped by crowd control. He's tanky, so I think it's okay, but no, Scarab gets a huge ultimate in the backline. Uncle Lit and a blue kid looking to dive, but they cannot kill Jinx fast enough. Umberbeard looking to finish off Scarab, and he gets it, but no, Uncle Lit and blue kid, they just don't have enough damage, and Jinx is going to chew them up. Captain Bosho is going to have to disengage this fleet with Umberbeard. Oh, the Jinx ultimate actually going to pick it up. That's going to be the triple kill for Pink Belly, and Umberbeard is going to be in a iffy situation. He's going to have to try and hold this one on his own, but against Xerath Jinx, I think this is too tall of a task. If he gets hit by any kind of CC, Swain will tug him in, and Umberbeard will die. So yep, I think giving this up, give up the inhib, and defend on the Nexus Towers, that is the right choice here. Ubiquitary is going to be up soon, so he will be able to wave clear this, and Baron is still a relevant objective. Red team has so much damage on this 3-headed Jinx, has that Bloodthirster, which I think is a really great buy here. With that Bloodthirster, identifying that blue kid and Uncle Lit on the dive, although they have lost CC, don't actually have a lot of damage on their own. So if you just drain tank them with the Bloodthirster, you will just never dip below 80% health, even if both of them are hitting you. So Pink Belly trusting his team to peel for him while he sustains that with a Bloodthirster. Really great. I would like to see Pink Belly pick up an Executioner's Calling soon, because that'll make it even easier for him to finish off Mundo, because can't expect Fujiwara to be playing in the backline all the time to apply that healing reduction. So yeah, Pink Belly, look to pick up that soon. Wouldn't mind seeing a Relnomicon from Taco Dev either, but it's not the most important thing. There should be trying to hit Mundo if he can help it. So Pink Belly definitely the ideal applicator of that Grievous Wounds debuff. One thing I've been sort of disappointed that we haven't been seeing is that neither of these teams leveraging their teleport for Baron control. In this situation, you really want to put your teleporters in the bottom lane, set them to split push, 1v1, pull pressure, and if the other team ever sends more than one person, 2, 3 people to stop your split pusher, you just start Baron on the other side. They won't have enough people to stop you, and if you're really cheeky about it, your top laner can escape and then teleport to the Baron. You just get that for free. So I would really like to see both these teams maybe apply split push pressure to a great degree. Both these teams care a lot about Dragon, which is Dragon's good, but you need to keep in mind that if you can ever trade a Dragon for Baron, that is definitely a huge win for the person who gets Baron. Blue team looking to get position, but they're getting pushed off. They have to defend the super minions in the mid lane due to that inhibitor loss they had earlier, which is looking to be Ubiquitary's job. He can get to the fight pretty fast with his long-range ultimate, but it means that it's harder for blue team to set up vision if they don't have the threat of the Lux Bind to clip people who are looking to face check into bushes. Red team just posturing so much more aggressively, and blue team not willing to challenge, not willing to fight. The way blue team engages, it doesn't look like they're quite on the same page. Like, they get this good fight, but their backline's usually too far away or not safe enough to hit. And in a situation where they're doing a backline trade, I'm pretty sure Jinx is going to win. She just has too much stats. So I think blue team needs to be really confident about how they fight and look to take a decisive front-to-back team fight where they're all hitting the same targets. Red team looking at Baron while blue team's on Dragon, speaking to the exact same kind of problem I was talking about earlier. Blue team is here to try and contest, but it's not quite fast enough. Lost CC getting thrown down. The Lux ultimate hitting so many targets. No, it actually goes wide. Pink Belly, though, finally going super low. Running out of health, has the red buff, is going to go down. Shutdown going over to Blue Kid, but Ubiquitary trying to kite out Scarab on the backside. I'm not sure if he can get out. Scarab looking for that last bind, is going to secure that kill. Uncle Lit running away from Drummer Boy Magic, but has the stun, uses that to escape. Oh, the flash from Swain is going to go wide, and it looks like at the end of the day, it's a 1-for-1 trade? Man, no one actually died. Blue Kid looking to finish off Drummer Boy Magic, but Fujiwara is here to help out his friend. Teleport getting thrown down by Taco Dev. Blue Kid might have got off more than he can chew. He's going quite low. Does secure the kill, so it's a 1-for-1 exchange. It does keep Red Team out of his base for a little bit longer, but overall, Red Team is going to be very happy with that. They secured the Baron. They should be able to break open the base and look to seal out this game with their advantage. Blue Team, before Red Team set up their siege, gets in the position, they need to look for the engage, look to pick someone off, set up a decisive fight before the Baron minions apply too much pressure to the tower. One thing to notice is that although Red Team has been up gold almost the entire game, they haven't been able to grow their advantage much at all. They're still up around 5,000 gold, which is the same as their advantage around 20 minutes ago. So they've had a hard time snowballing this advantage cleanly. They've stayed ahead, they've gotten ahead, but they seem a little bit lost in how to push that advantage further. I think Sidewave management committing that split push. One thing I was praising Red Team earlier was the way they were managing their side lanes. They picked up a lot of side lane farm, and that discrepancy is really visible in the top lane right now. Mundo's scaled up, so he's still quite strong, but he should have been much stronger, much faster if he was getting all that sideway farm that was getting lost to the tower. Oh no, Captain Bosho actually gets hit by the CC there. That's going to be another Dragon over to red side. I guess in red side's defense, they have secured a lot of dragons, so that is one way they can look to end the game, is if now that they've taken that dragon, Elder Dragon will spawn and they can use the Elder Dragon to win the game. That's a pretty respectable win condition all on its own. Oh, Uncle Lit, you can't be there. This is a 45 situation. Looks like Umberbeard throwing down the culling to try and disengage, but Blue Kid looking to fight. He's trying to limp a way out. This is healing a lot, but Scarab throwing down the ultimate to trap him down. Umberbeard going down. There's not enough sustained damage left. Blue Team cannot take this fight. They're going to have to disengage it. Trying to kite backward, but the Xerath ultimate chunking them out as they disengage Pink Belly. Looking for another kill, trying to get the reset. Goes CC'd by Uncle Lit, actually goes down. No one's there to help him. There's no crowd control. Uncle Lit trying to escape, but no, does go down, and the bandage toss is going to finish off yet another member. Captain Bosho trying to hold this all by his lonesome, has Hourglass available, trying to kite this one out, but the tower is going to go down. There's another round of crowd control, and with the Baron buff, I think this is going to be game. Red Team is pushing through for the Nexus. No one is up for another 15 seconds, and that should be it. That was a pretty exciting game. Red Team finally pushing that out to a 10k gold lead off of that final fight, and they are going to finish off the Nexus. That was a really exciting game. A lot of those crazy fights, so much skirmishing and diving from both these teams. So thanks for both these teams for playing such an exciting game for us. One thing I would like to suggest for both these teams is pay closer attention to your sideways. See if you can set up the slow push. How can you pressure towers? Because breaking open those towers and playing the map is just as important as grouping together for the objective, right? When you group together for the objective, how strong that group is all dependent on how much setup you had beforehand. Were you able to push out your ways? Were you able to get vision? Were you able to split push for tower? Were you able to force a teleport? Were you able to pull pressure into the bomb side while you make the objective play on the top side? So if either of these teams are able to clean that up, I think they have a lot of good potential. They showed a lot of coordination and communication during a team fight. We saw some really great flanks, so really excited to see more of these games in the future. That'll be it for this game. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast.